All right, we have pull strength today. It's going to be upper body. We are going to get a quick warm up in before we get started. So go ahead and just bring those hands up overhead. Let's just get some big arm circles all the way up. We're opening up as we extend overhead. You are going to need dumbbells today. You're also going to need that bench or that chair. Good. Bring them up and we're going to extend into the ceiling. We're going to reach. We're going to drop to the right, feeling that stretch through that side body. Pull yourself back to center. Drop to the left. Pull yourself back to center. Right. Pull yourself back to center. Left. Good. Back to center. We're going to open up that stance slightly. Those hands come up on those thighs, by those knees. We're going to drop that shoulder back to center. Drop that shoulder. Center, drop. Center, drop. Good. We're going to forward fold it over. Couple big deep breaths here. You can widen that stance a little bit wider. We're going to open up in that forward fold. Back to center, opening it up. Back to center, open. Center, open, center. Good. So we're going to just drop down to our knees, or you can take it into that walkout. So on those knees, we're going to get some cat-cows. Just kind of waking up that upper body, arch through that back, tuck that chin. Then we're looking through, dropping, arch. And then we drop all the way up, arch. And then we drop. Good, we're gonna do a couple thread the needle. So right arm drops through, you drop that shoulder, butt stays high. Feeling that stretch, back to center. Left arm now drops through, hips stay high. Good, back to center. One more each side, dropping right shoulder. Back to center, left arm drops through, dropping that shoulder. Good. Pop it in to that downward dog. Couple quick pedals. And then go ahead and walk it in and slow roll all the way to the top. All right, so bench or chair, you're also going to need a dumbbells. So this is going to be a strength pull, so you can lift a little heavier. You are going to need 2 dumbbells, but you're going to start with 1. We are doing 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So we have 4 exercises. Once we get through those 4 exercises, we'll come back and we drop that 4th exercise. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then we finish with 1, 2, okay? So our first one, we are doing concentration curls. So that bicep, that elbow is glued to that inner thigh, and we're doing concentration curls for 50 seconds. We'll do right side, left side. Then we just go into a regular bicep curl. Then we'll finish with flasher curls. Ready? And go. So we're starting with that concentration curl. Dumbbell is in that right hand. Elbow is glued to that inner thigh. We have a slow curl. You are getting that squeeze through that bicep at the top. Slow and control on that lower. Isolation through that bicep. So we're not arching or bending over. We're staying tall through that torso. We're just hinging. You have full extension through that bicep. Release it at the bottom. Full extension all the way to the top. 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and stop. So we're dropping that dumbbell. You move to that left hand. Same thing. That elbow gets glued to that thigh and go. So we curl. Full extension. Again, continuing to stay tall through that torso as you have that hinge. Isolation through that bicep, getting that squeeze at the top. We squeeze. Keeping that wrist neutral. Good. Slowly curling it to the top, squeezing. Nice job. 10 seconds. Then you can come to your feet. And stop. All right, bicep curls. Full range of motion. Ready? And go. So those dumbbells start at those sides. We rotate those wrists as we curl it to the top. So I'll come to my knees who are at the side. We rotate through that curl. Curl. We release. As we release, you're not allowing those dumbbells to swing next to that body. Slow release. Find that hard stop. Then we're curling it back up. 30 seconds down. You have 20 seconds to go. Nice job. And stop. So that next one, dumbbells stay out in front. So that flasher curl, we curl it up. We find 90, opening it up. Curl it, find 90, open and go. 50 seconds, curl it, find 90, open, back to center. So we're getting that half bicep curl. Elbows are pinned at that side. Core is engaged. Curl it to the top, bring it to 90. We open it up. That open doesn't have to be anything crazy. We're just getting that slight open, back to center, curl it. Good. Again, keeping those elbows pinned. This is our only round with these flasher curls. And stop. Nice job. Set those dumbbells down. Shake it out. You have about 20 seconds. We are back to those concentration curls, back on that bench. So this round you'll do right, left, and then with that full bicep curl. All right, go ahead and load up that single dumbbell. Ready? And go. So again, you're sitting on the edge of that bench or that chair. That elbow is glued to that inner thigh. Full range of motion through that bicep. Slow curl, squeezing at the top. Continuing to isolate through that bicep. Staying tall through that torso. We have full extension all the way up. Lower. Good, 10 seconds. And stop. 10 seconds to go, or 10 seconds off. We are switching to that left arm. You should start to feel that fatigue if you haven't already through that bicep. Ready? And go. So concentration curl left. Same thing. That opposite hand can be resting on that opposite leg. Digging that elbow in to that inner thigh, full range of motion. Again, I'm tall through that torso, but I'm hinged, getting that elbow to meet that inner thigh. Full extension, isolating through that bicep. All the way up, curl, squeeze, slow on that release. Then we re-engage that bicep each and every rep. And stop. You are up for those bicep curls. Again, dumbbells start at those sides. Ready? And go. So full range of motion through those curls. We rotate those wrists, curling it as we lower. Again, elbows are pinned. We are coming to that hard stop at the bottom without completely dropping out of it. Notice that I have that soft bend through those arms, that farmer's carry hold before we re-engage that bicep. Good. So pull strength hits biceps, hits that backside. That's our focus today. Back and biceps. And stop. Nice job. 20 seconds. So we are back to that bench. You are finishing with that bicep curl, right, left, to finish out this group. All right, so load up that single dumbbell. Ready, and go. So concentration curls to finish out. All the way up. Slow and control on that lower. We drive. Keeping that wrist neutral. If that dumbbell, if you're finding the right dumbbell, this should be heavy. That slow is because of that effort that you're putting in to get that dumbbell back up to the top. Drive it, squeeze it. Slow on that lower. Good. Stay on it. You're here for 50 seconds. And stop. 10 seconds. We switch to that left side. Again, elbow is glued, torso is tall, and go. Full range of motion, isolating through that bicep, squeeze. So when I say full extension, you're allowing that dumbbell to get completely released at the bottom. Then we curl it all the way back to the top. Release it. Curl it, squeeze, good. 30 seconds down, you have 20 seconds to go. And stop. Nice job. All right, shake it out. You are still gonna need that bench or that chair, okay? If you do not have that bench, you can grab that chair. We are moving to backside now. So our first one is gonna be a bent over row on that bench, okay? So your hand, your left hand, your left knee. That right leg is just off to the side. We're rowing 50 seconds on that right side. From there, you move to 50 seconds on that left side. Then you are going to grab that second dumbbell. We are sitting at the edge of that chair or that bench again. We are doing a seated bent over row, okay? So you're going to hinge and we're getting that seated bent row. And then our final one, we are coming to stand and we are doing that high pull. Starting with that row, right off that bench. Ready? And go. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll come back for 1, 2, 3. Then we'll finish it with that 1, 2. So pulling that elbow toward that back side, squeezing that shoulder blade to start. So you're even squeezing that shoulder blade before you start to row, okay? That way those shoulders are square to that floor. Squeeze. Squeeze. Your hips stay square, ribs stay down, that spine is long. Good. 5 seconds. And stop. You have 10 seconds off. Getting yourself to that other side, that left row. Again, start with that slight squeeze through that shoulder blade and go. We row it. Squeeze. Row. Squeeze. Squeeze. Nice job. Rowing to that rib cage. We squeeze. You're pulling that elbow back into that pocket. Squeeze. Do not take one rep off. As you release that, you're not dropping out of that shoulder. You're staying in it. So that bicep, we completely released it. This one, we are staying in that pocket. That shoulder blade is staying pinched, that squeeze, and we're getting that row. And stop. Move to the edge of that bench or that chair. We are tall, and then we're hinging at the hips. Ready? And go. So we row. We squeeze. Squeeze. So again, start sitting tall, then you hinge at those hips. We're pulling those elbows back and slightly out when we row, okay? So we're not wrapping those elbows behind our back this time. We're pulling them back and slightly out through that row. Your back is doing the work here. As you row, make sure that core is nice and engaged. You have that nice long spine through that hinge. And stop. 10 seconds, quick shakeout. We are coming up. We're getting that high pull. Dumbbells in front, wrists face our body. Ready? And go. We lead with those elbows. They stay wide all the way up. Release. Wrists stay neutral. So as you row up, you're going to row or you're going to high pull. If you start to get that shoulder shrug, you're going to release, okay? We're not getting that shoulder shrug. We're just pulling, pull. Lead with those elbows. Good, you're going to feel it through that upper back into those shoulder blades. And stop. Nice job. 20 seconds. Give those arms a rest. We are back for that row off that bench. This round, that high pull drops. All right, starting with that row. Ready? And go. So right side row. Hand is down, that left hand is down, that right arm has that dumbbell. Shoulders are square, ribs pulled in, long spine. Driving that dumbbell. Again, even before you begin that row, you should have that slight pinch, that slight shoulder blade squeeze. So you're not dropping out of that shoulder each round, okay? We're rowing. Release without completely dropping. 5 seconds. and stop. Moving to the other side, same thing. Left hand has that dumbbell, get set up, and go. We row. Pulling that dumbbell to that rib cage, getting that squeeze through that back side. You're pulling that elbow. Good. Pull. Slow and controlled. We are not opening up that shoulder. We're keeping those shoulders square as well as those hips. 5 seconds. And stop. We are going to that seated position. Start tall. Then we hinge and we row. If you need to take a break, you can sit back up tall, readjust, hinge it, row it. You're pulling those elbows back and slightly out. So they're not tucking around. Those elbows are pulling back, but you're bringing them slightly open at the top. Good. Your back is doing the work. 10 seconds. And stop. Nice job. Release those dumbbells. Go ahead and bring it to stand. Shake those arms out. We are back for our final 2 minutes of this group, starting with that row on that right side. You have about 5 minutes or 5 seconds. Ready? And go. So again, slight pinch of that shoulder blade before you even start to row on that first side. Hips and shoulders square. Spine is long. Ribs are down. Good. Pulling that elbow toward that back pocket. Again, if that dumbbell is right, you are going to start to feel that fatigue if you haven't already in this final round. And stop. Moving to that left side. Final 50 seconds with this group. Right knee's down, left arm has that dumbbell, left leg is in that bent position, in that kickstand, and go. Row it. Row. Pulling that elbow. Focusing on the slow of that pull. Thinking squeeze. Every time you drive that elbow to the top, you're squeezing. Squeeze. Good. And stop. Great job. All right, that bench can be moved out of the way. We have a final group. This group is going to be 45 seconds continuous, so we're not going to get that 10 seconds, okay? Now we're going to combine that back or those biceps with that back side. So our first 45 seconds, we're going to be in that high plank. We are doing a renegade row, right, left. Modification, you can drop to your knees for that row. From there, we're going to step it in. We're going right into hammer curls for that next 45 seconds. Then we're gonna drop, we have a reverse grip row. Then we're gonna flip those wrists to stand, and then we have a reverse grip curl. Okay, I'll cue those up as we get there. Renegade row to start, 45 seconds, ready, and go. So you're in that high plank position. Your hands are stacked under those shoulders. You have that wide base. We are rowing to that rib cage, alternating that row. Row right, row left. Again, modification, come to tabletop, and you're still getting that row right, row left. You're just dropping those knees. Nice job, stay in it. 10 seconds, we're gonna step it in to stand, and we're going into those hammer curls. And switch, so step it in, stand it up, we're going into hammer curls. Wrists are facing each other through these hammer curls. So this round, same thing, we have 4 exercises. We come back to the top, we drop. Hammer curl, slow and controlled. Elbows are pinned at those sides through that hammer curl. Palms are facing each other. Nice job. 5 seconds. We're going into that reverse grip row. Your palms are up facing that screen and switch. So palms are up. We squeeze. Squeeze. Drawing those elbows towards those hips. Lower. Squeeze. Every squeeze gets a squeeze between that shoulder blade. Those elbows pull back. We're getting that squeeze with that shoulder blade, keeping that belly button, that core engaged and pulled in. Nice job. We're almost there. 5 seconds. We stand it up. Wrists face towards that body for that reverse grip curl and switch. Wrists face down. Reverse grip curl. Elbows stay nice and tight to that side. Your lifting is only as high as control allows, okay? So if you're lifting and the control only allows you to go this high, then you're releasing it back down, okay? Find that control, keeping those wrists locked. You're not starting to curl through those wrists on the up. And stop. Quick 15 seconds, shake it out. We are dropping. So we are finishing just with those first 2, okay? So we're dropping the last 2 because of time. We're going back. We're finishing with those first 2, starting with those renegade rows. Ready? And go. So high plank, wide base, pulling those dumbbells to that rib cage. We pull. We pull. 90 seconds to finish out. Again, modification here, you can drop to those knees and still get that high pull or that pull, squeezing. Good. Core is pulled in. And switch, step it in, stand it. We're going right into those hammer curls. Wrists face each other. Finishing this 45 seconds with these hammer curls. Curl it, release, curl, release. Good. Nice job, you guys. 10 seconds. You got this. Focus on that breath. And stop. All right, dumbbells down. That is it for pull strength today, you guys. Way to show up, way to work. Have a great day. Bye.